Welcome back. Glad you joined us again for the second half of Your Vote Counts. And Senator, we call this the weekly fiasco, which is we're talking about some sort of meltdown every week now. All right, this one has to do out of the State Department of Education about some social studies standards that you look at scans of them going, whoa, okay. There hasn't been a call to reject them recently, but this past week, yeah, the call started coming for the legislature to get involved.
Yeah, we've been hearing about this for several weeks and trying to figure out the path. The State Board of Education is always in the news these days, unfortunately, most of the time and not in a good way. The governor has recently said in his press availability that he would like those social studies standards sent back to the board. The new board members would like them again so they can review them and see what happens. Senator Pugh, my good friend from Edmond, who is the chair of education, he filed an SJR saying that we should probably send them back. And there's going to be a massive cost to the taxpayers if we don't send them back. That could be millions and millions of dollars in textbooks.
Well, we were talking about there's not enough energy coverage in Oklahoma. There's a lot of coverage over at SDE, and it seems as if this one is going to be another couple of 3 weeks of controversy.
Yeah, I mean, let's just talk about the process here. What we're talking about is OSDE puts forward standards for the different subjects. This would be social studies and science. Those standards get voted on by OSDE's board, and then they have to be certified by the legislature. If the legislature chooses to do nothing, they automatically become the new standards. If the legislature chooses to take them up and reject them, they go back to OSDE and they get worked on again. That's what we're talking about here, whether or not the legislature is going to do this. They only have 1 week left to do that. It would be next week. Both House and Senate would have to take that up. It would go to the governor for signature. If he signs it, it goes back to OSDE saying, no, we don't think you did this right. We want you to take another shot at it.
Okay, that's Civics 101. Thank you, Professor, for that, understanding how this actually does work. Okay, now we're getting down to budget time, and the universities, the big universities of Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, University of Oklahoma, have got some big asks that they're wanting to include in the budget this year.
Yeah, there are some big asks. $300 million for a veterinarian school at OSU, and another 150 or 200 million for a cardiac hospital for children for OU. And I wish I could give you a civics lesson this morning on how the budget gets put together, but right now it's just kind of getting thrown together. We'll see what it looks like, but that's nearly $500 million in new appropriations. Now, I will tell you it'd be one-time appropriations that would go out to the two big universities. There's a lot of talk about whether or not we're going to do a tax cut. Certainly we talk about taxes on this show a lot. It's going to be hard to do tax cut and give $500 million to the universities.
I remember early in the session, you guys were sitting out there, ladies and gentlemen, hearing from these agencies about what you needed budget-wise. Was this on the bingo card?
Yeah, so for me, as the chair of Health and Human Services and the subcommittee chair on appropriations for Health and Human Services, yes, at least the cardiac heart hospital was. The vet med was not on in my committee. However, those universities are asking for things that they've always wanted. I will tell you, one of the things that OSU is very concerned about is our vet school up there. We could lose credentialing. We were one of the premier veterinarian schools in the country, and we are starting to fall behind. The cardiac heart hospital at OU, we have just done several transplants for young kids over there, and I have witnessed a surgery, and it is incredible what they're doing. Funding is a different story.
Absolutely. Well, we'll keep up with that as we get into May, where they start putting that budget together, and it will be fun to watch. Thanks for watching Your Vote Counts. See this again at news9.com and newson6.com, and follow me at Mitchell Talks.